We're at 52 Locust Avenue in Lakeside Park, Kentucky, doing a pre-purchase inspection on the sanitary sewer. Going through the clean out in the front of the basement next to where the water line comes in. That's if you're facing the building, that would be on the front right. I'm going to go through the clean out, push it all the way out to the main, and then I'm going to also try to go backwards through this clean out throughout the house, because the furthest rear clean out is an old brass cap, and was unable to get it out of there. I'm going to try to avoid having to chisel it out. So looks like I can go both ways from one of these clean outs, so I'm going to do that. Inside the house, it is cast iron. You'll see as I go in. I'll show approximately where the clean out is, and there's another one next to it that I believe goes out towards the street, and then another one that ties into that but goes back into the house. We'll find out as we go. Okay. So here is the rest of the basement, and here is the first clean out. They already have it labeled as sewer there. I'm going to try to go back towards the house here. There's some chunks of, yeah, there are some chunks of that cast iron that are coming out. Does not want to. I'm going to have to try to run some water here. Those were just hanging from the sides. I'm going to try to run some water and get that to go through. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, so we've been running some water. We're going to see if we can push that through there, but I'm still going to get the camera to go back both directions. Okay, I was unable to get it to go backwards into the house right now. I'm going to try to just go ahead and do the section from the house out to the street, and then we'll give it another shot going back towards the interior of the home and see if we can get it moving a little better. Sometimes just giving it a break will do the trick. But again, we're going to have to run some water here so I can get the front of this camera cleaned off. Okay, so there, as you can see, the front of the camera is now cleaned off, so I can continue with the inspection. So we've switched over to clay, which is normal. It's what we expected. I know it looks a little foggy there on the screen. I can actually see what's going on. It's probably just a little bit of that haze, whatever was on the front of the camera. Looks good so far. Those little lips there are normal. There's a male-female connection there that back then it's about every 3 feet, and they would either shift them as they turned, or they would always have a little bit of an offset there. It's normal. This looks like we've got a little bit of water here. Hopefully we can see this spot around 39-40 feet better when we come back. A lot of times if I push all the way out, you can actually see better as you come back versus when you're pushing out, because you're pushing water and everything up against the lens. That's why it was, covered before, why we were running some water here. If nothing else, we'll turn the water off once we get all the way out. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to turn that water off so get out there, because it's just not so much flow, which is good. It's making its way out to the main, but it's just a little too high for me to be able to really see well. All right, so there we go. We've actually made it all the way to the sanitary main, which is across the street on the far side from the house. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the water off and pull back, and should be able to get a lot better inspection on the way back. Okay, we finished, we turned the water off, the flow should have stopped, so we'll be able to inspect it a little better on the pullback. Okay, I'm sure you can see the little bit of water there on the bottom. The camera is only about half an inch off the bottom of the pipe. The pipe is 6-inch diameter, so that little bit of water is not an issue. It's fairly normal. It's just means that the line was a little flat in those spots. So the spot there looks like there is a slight belly, but I can see it from this angle. It's not even a quarter of the pipe. It is enough to be over a ½ inch, but I didn't see any large pieces of material that would indicate anything sitting in that area or backing up. Again, this is clay all the way out to the main once it goes past the foundation. Good news is I don't see any roots, any other obstructions, and as soon as I say that, it looks like there is a little bit of finger roots on the side wall there. Yes, there it is, coming in right there. That is a very small amount. Doesn't look like it's been cut or treated recently, but that would take quite a while for that to cause any issue. It's not uncommon for clay of this age, for a home of this age, to have a little bit of root intrusion. Here's a little more. So maybe that's why I couldn't see on the push out. It might have been pushing the water back a little bit. So there is some roots here. I'm going to recommend a cleaning be done just to be sure that there's no issues in the future, but you probably need regular maintenance on this every few years. We'll have to take a look, see if there's any mature trees. I'm sure there are mature trees in the front yard, and that's what's causing this. Again, it's not uncommon. There's a little bit more. So as of now, it's not causing any backups, but it obviously could catch some toilet paper or some other materials eventually if it grows out any further into the flow line and potentially cause a backup. So again, like I said, I would recommend a cleaning and then regular maintenance, probably every few years, or chemical treatment would also work. They make a product called Rudex that would be able to treat with on a regular basis every year or so. But we are back out. That is the section of the line between the house and the street. So we're going to pause here. I'm going to go get an attachment for the camera and see if I can get it to go back this time. Okay, tried a couple attachments on the camera head and was unable to get over. There's a drop off. If it's the direction of the flow, which would be coming from the inside of the house going out, I'm trying to go backwards against that. There is a drop off, which creates a ledge. Since I'm trying to go back against it, I'm unable to get back into that pipe. There's no indication of any obstruction. We've run a ton of water while the camera was in there, so doesn't seem like there's any issues on the interior. Most of the time when you do have obstructions, it is on the exterior of the home. So we're going to end the inspection here for 52 Locust Avenue.